Anything trying to load.
Lágbára ọlọ́wọ́ ẹ̀mí sísí ọ̀tá yín o, ẹ ṣé gan-an, ilé àtọ̀nà yóò ní dàrú o, àwọn ọmọ yóò ní ṣìṣe o, lágbára ọlọ́run, King White ẹ ṣé gan-an o, ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ gbogbo yín mo orúkọ yín o, gbogbo yín tẹ̀ ràn mí lọ́wọ́ ẹ ṣé o, ìyá Mohbad UK ẹ ṣé o, ojú òní sí i, ọlọ́run máa gbà yín, lágbára ọlọ́run, gbogbo tó bá ti fẹ́ gbógun tì yín, àwọn ogun ọ̀run máa jà fún yín, àwọn ogun ayé máa jà fún yín, ẹ ṣé gan-an, ẹ jẹ́ ń ṣẹ̀wọ̀n mọ́ mi ò ṣẹ̀wọ̀n, ọ̀rọ̀ tá a mọ̀ ọ́ tá a mẹsẹ̀ ọba tó jò jẹ́ tèmi ẹwọ ọkọ̀ jòsí tó tún kó wá síta ẹ ṣé o tẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kó tà ọmọ mi mọ́lé àwọn ọmọ mi ò jẹ̀bi o àwọn tó pa ọmọ wọn lọ́mú wọn o ẹ ṣé o tẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kí jòsí fi àjẹ mi gbé ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ńláre tẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kó tún bá mi fi àdúrà mọ́lé àti dàróṣà ọmọ ìyá kan náà mo dúpẹ́ o ọlọ́run máa yọ nínú wa láti ìdààmú o ẹ ṣé o ẹ má fi mí lẹ ẹjọ́ o jòsílẹ̀ mi jẹ́ ní o ó fẹ́ ṣì tì mí ní o ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi wọ́n àti alọ́ládé ẹjọ́ ẹ ràn mí lọ́wọ́ o ojú òní sí yìí o àwọn ọmọ yóò ní ṣíléyà o mo dúpẹ́ gidigidi gan King White ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ ilé àtọ̀nà yóò ní dàrú ìyá Mohbad UK ẹ ṣé o abẹ́rẹ́ olóore mi
Pinky Bussex Ọmọlọ́lá Mercy Found Me
láti máa jẹun ọmọ
Happy Mary gbogbo àwọn tó wà nìkan everybody lọ dúpẹ́ lé lórí.
tí mo tún máa fi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ ṣé gan o ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o ẹ ṣé wá dúró tì mí o ojú òní tì mí o ojú òní tì mí o ojú òní tì yẹn bá mi wò yára lájẹ bá mi pariwo yára dé ó dé ìkó lẹ́yìn ìjòsí ti bá yẹ ìjòsí jẹ́ o wọ́n tún fẹ́ fi àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ mọ́lé ìyára ládé tún sọ̀pọ́ọ̀tì ìjòsí láti fi àdúrà mọ́lé wọ́n wá jẹ́rìí èké ọlọ́run máa dá ìyára ládé tí wọ́n jẹ́rìí èké àtọkọ ọmọ ẹ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀rù ọlọ́run wọ́n bẹ̀rù òkú Mohbad àfi kí òkú Mohbad kó dìde kó jà àfi kí Mohbad dìde o níbi kọ́rọ̀ dédé kó jà òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ́ fi kọ́ mọ́lé ó fẹ́ fi àbúrò mi mọ́lé ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà ṣódà ìdá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣó dáa tí jòsí wa ń bẹ̀yìn ẹ̀jẹ̀ ọjọ́ ọ̀la ẹ̀ wá fi ń tààkà ìyàwó ládé bí ọmọ méje ló bí o ọmọ mẹ́ta yìí ló bí o fún jòsí o ẹ wò bí ìyàwó ládé ṣe é ṣe ìyàwó ládé fún àwọn ẹbí mi gbẹ kò jẹ́ kí jòsí láyé ọmọ kò jẹ́ kó láyé ìyàwó kò jẹ́ kó láyé ọmọ ó wá ń da jòsí ríbo ayé ìyàwó ládé náà máa bàjẹ́ o òun náà máa ṣàgbákò lágbára ọlọ́run àdàbí tó bá yẹ pé mo ṣèkà fún epo Mohbad ata Mohbad iyọ̀ Mohbad owó tí Mohbad fún wọn nínú ẹbí wọn ó máa bí wọn léèrè ọmọ mi ò ṣèkà fẹ́nikẹ́ni o ẹwà yóò jò sí bó ṣe rí tí ó bá ṣe ọlọ́run olùgbèjà tí ó bá ṣe ọlọ́run tó dìde ìgbèjà àti Mohbad tí ó sùn ṣé wọn tún ti dàrọ ṣàmọ́lé àti àdúrà ìkànnìjọ sí àfi alẹ́ládé ìyá alẹ́ládé tún wá ṣe ẹlẹ́rìí ó tún mú ọkọ ọmọ ti sí ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ kò bẹ̀rù pé ọmọ tèmi ti sọnù òun tún mú ọkọ ọmọ ti sí ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọ́n tún wá ṣe ẹlẹ́rìí òkú tó ti kú ọwọ́ jẹ́rìí èpè ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀rí ṣubú dànù ẹ̀dàrọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yìn pàṣẹ aláṣàkó ẹ̀ tó máa bá yé yín jẹ́ ẹ̀yìn pàdé ẹ̀ ìyá Mohbad UK ṣe o gbogbo ẹ̀ tó bá ti gbógun sí ogun máa pa wọ́n ni o ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ ẹ ṣé ẹ̀jẹ̀ kójú sí mi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọ́n ti dàróṣà àti Mohbad àti àdúrà ẹ̀jẹ̀ sí wọ́n mọ́lé ọ̀tá àwọn ọlọ́mọ wọn tí wọ́n mẹ́sẹ̀ ó yẹ ní dàróṣà ṣe o àdúrà jẹ̀jẹ̀ bí o jòsí àti aráyé ti fẹ́ ká àwọn ọmọ mi mọ́lé àwọn kan tí ń ju lógbó kan tún sí wọ́n mọ́lé inú àwọn kan tí ń ju gbẹ́gbẹ́ kan tó sí wọ́n mọ́lé ẹ̀bẹ̀rù ọlọ́run àti gbọ́ẹ̀sì ilé àtọ̀nà yóò ní dàrú sẹ́ ìyá Mohbad ilé àtọ̀nà yóò ní dàrú ojú ìgbà ìṣeré àwọn ọmọ yìí máa ṣojú ní ẹ kò ní yọ sọnù lágbára ọlọ́run ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ ẹ kú àdúrótì èyí tó kù tí mi ò mọ orúkọ yìí mo kí yín o ẹ ṣé gan ẹ ṣe gan o ilé yóò ní jóná o ayé yóò ní jóná ẹni tó máa kópa yín ẹni tí ṣe ti jóná bí ti alálàdé ẹ̀yin bá dòwò pọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣe mo dúpẹ́ kí yín ni o ẹ ṣe o mo dúpẹ́ gan o.
tí
That voice note that you just listened to is Yamobad. By a billion, what can you say to that?
I mean, you can see how desperate this woman is. Look at how many times, how much time she called Yalolade. How many times after the Tolani lady called her to beg to try to get her off Baba Mohbad, she still went ahead to. I mean, that is how desperate they are, and they know that the only reason why Yalolade is supporting Baba Mohbad is because she wants justice for that boy. Because Yalolade has also been part of this Mohbad from the beginning of his life. So the woman is supporting the quest to find what killed him. So we're not going to blame Yalolade. We're just going to keep saying thank you to her. And we appreciate her effort. And if there's anything that we need to do to encourage her, then let us do it. She's doing a very good job. She's helping us. And we like it. And God will continue to bless her. God will continue to give her the power to continue to support Baba Mohbad. She has 7 kids. What are 7 kids got to do with what killed Mohbad? She has 7 kids. What are 7 kids got to do with did you embalm Mohbad? What are 7 kids got to do with what killed Mohbad? Who embalm Mohbad? Ni ya bose dalama la jala yi. Today is not a first day. This woman was eating amala the day Mohbad was buried. Bose dalama like. Ogbe mamala kanu lọ́jọ́ tí wọ́n sin Mohbad. Ìyàwó Mr. Tunde 27-29. Òun mọ̀ pé wọ́n rorò lọ ilé neighbor. Ó rorò máa yá gbóúnjẹ lọ ilé neighbor lóhùn. Ṣé orí yẹn pé? Ṣé nítorí ẹ pé máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ òun mọ̀ pé kò dáa kó máa rorò lọ ilé neighbor. My speaker, my host, let me just, because if I continue with this, Abosede, thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, guys.
Ọlọ́lá pípé Mr. Tunde olóhùn mọ̀ pé kò dáa. On threaten me.
Wọ́n tẹ́tì mi.
Wọ́n fún mi gbẹ. Ọwọ́ tó ṣe máa fún gbẹ tó máa kán dànù. Wọ́n tẹ́tì mi. Wọ́n fún mi gbẹ. Ó lẹ́ pé o tí rẹjọ́ o sì máa wá ro tẹnu ẹ ní ikú ẹ̀ ṣé wọ́n ti fún ẹ lẹ́tà wàá mọ̀ wàá tí o tí rí tẹ́tì.
Wọ́n tẹ́tì mi o. And the funniest thing, she keep mentioning Adura and Darosha. And there was a point she said, I don't know, maybe you listened to that. I was just like, 2 things is actually happening with that woman. Kò wà mental, kò wà at all. Orí ẹ̀ pé kò wà mental. But I feel there is something about that woman that is not ordinary. Okay, now let's leave Mohbad. Abo Abalore. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gift. Before we keep bringing people up, we are going to let's take these likes to 30K. Is in 18K presently. Mr. Bayo, please go back to that page 150. 150 what again? 156. That's where we're going to start from.
You want us to go back all the way to 156?
No. You mentioned 2 things the other time.
Yeah, I said 151/152. There's a conspiracy. I just want us to we were reading yesterday.
Yeah.
We were not. We're just reading. There's 151 and 152.
We'll just touch that, then we'll continue from where we stopped.
Yes. So
Let's take the like
okay.
to 30K, then let's start the program. Okay? But while we are waiting to take the likes to 30K, let's listen to this.
We need to know. This is a part where she narrated that Prime Boy said that Mohbad should shut up, and that Prime Boy called Mohbad promise, and the lawyer asked Wunmi, were people hearing them? Because she already stated that in the paragraph 2. She said that Mohbad was angry because of the number of crowds surrounding his car. So at that point, there were a lot of people surrounding his car, and the bouncers were outside the car. She established that when they were asking that question in page 51. So now, when we get to page 52, the question was, she said that I was in the car with the baby, and when I was trying to hold him, he jacked my hand and went to meet Prime Boy, which resulted to fight. The question is, inside the car? No, my husband came down from the car to meet Prime Boy, and it resulted to a fight, and I was holding my baby, so I just tried to scream for help. So I mean, if Mohbad came out of the car and went to the other side to meet Prime Boy, she was in the car screaming for help. So that means all the people surrounding the car have escaped, or they've gone, or they have disappeared. You can see the lie. So then I asked, you said you were fighting. You said they were fighting. Were they talking, or they were using their fist? When the whole thing happened, I was not fully present as usual. So now, you see, when they're trying to establish something against her, she will say she's not fully aware, she's not fully present. This is the person that says that my husband came out of the car to meet Prime Boy. So now to tell us exactly how Mohbad hit the glass, she was not fully present. I ran to go and call the workers with her son in her hand. She ran. Ó sáré bí ẹlẹ́pọ̀n kan, ó ja àsápù pàápàá. Ó lọ ń pe àwọn tí ó wà ní second car. While spending, and the driver was in the car, Wunmi, Ruth Abokoku. So for people that are saying that she does not have the opportunity to express herself at the inquest, they didn't allow her to express herself, she did quite all right. And the judge established one fact. A judge says that for deviating questions that are being asked to you, you are opening more doors for questioning. So please answer the questions you are being asked. That is the judge advising her, because the judge have seen the kind of person she is. So the judge are taking note. So advise her next time, because she's coming back very soon to come and say it again. Advise her to stick to the questions and don't use emotions. I mean, more than two lawyers says, please, we don't want you to be emotional. We just want you to say it. And at page 190 something, the judge was advising, the magistrate was saying, it is only you that can tell us how to get justice for your husband. She established that fact in one sentence. Only you can tell us what will make us get justice for your husband. That was an advice from a judge that is presiding over her. Looking at her, looking at how manipulative or how narrative she was changing it, how she was doing everything to manipulate, to use emotional blackmail. I mean, we said it yesterday, but we need to go back and see what she did even in the court. So coming outside to say me at baby, me at home for power, is still one of those. I was surprised when they said she came to the inquest again to she came to the police station again about the embalmment, and she was carrying the poor boy again, you know. I mean, she's just emotions. I mean, that should not work for us. If that boy belongs to Mohbad, he needs to know what killed his father. And that is what we are asking for. What killed Mohbad? So let's stop these emotions and let's just find what happened. She lost a boyfriend. Baba lost a son. And if God says Mohbad is his son, Liam lost his father too. So it's not only one, she's not the only one that lost something. In fact, she didn't even lose much. ASAP, anywhere she go now, she go to find boyfriend. Who even thinks she doesn't have a boyfriend somewhere? Who even knows? So please, for the sake of people that are trying to say she doesn't have the opportunity to speak for herself, she didn't. I can't imagine somebody gullible saying, "Oh, I'm sorry to use that word," that she was not. They didn't give her a chance to say her mind.
So
And we were there yesterday.
Hold on, Bayo. Where did you hear this from? That they didn't give her a chance to say her mind?
Somebody said it on. Somebody wrote it on Lady Aries platform this morning. Yeah, she wrote it and she kept writing it. She was defending the fact that she did not have the opportunity to defend herself. They didn't give her a chance to express herself.
So and
she was arguing that.
After all this story she has said, this back and forth story, somebody could still say that she was not given chance to express herself. And
yes,
you see, one thing I want you to know is, even if these people, they have this copy of CTC, if they are reading what Wunmi said by themselves, they will still be telling themselves, we know Wunmi look up. Anyway, that is that. Is that the pages we want to just cross-check?
Yeah, that's just for clarity's sake that she had the chance, and at every time she had the opportunity, she would deny she was not present. When your husband, when did you see I was not present? When they were giving injection, I was not present.
Yeah.
I was cooking rice.
Yeah.
Right, so my
she doesn't know, she's not present, she's doing one thing or the other.
Yes, my host. Okay. So
yeah,
moving forward.
Sorry, hold on. Lizzie Ice, please. You said you want to suggest something. And you unmute your mic and make your suggestion before we go ahead. Are you there, Lizzie Ice? Okay, maybe she's not there. Then maybe we need to go on. Please, Mr. Bayo, can you continue, please?
Okay, so we stopped at page 203 yesterday. So we're going to start on at page 203. She was the one answering a question. Let me repeat the question and I will read out the answer she gave. When you saw that he did not go to the hospital, why did you leave the issue of treatment to other persons and not take it up as a wife? There was a particular nurse that treats him, but she was not around that day. And I know my husband, ever since he was harassed and bullied, the labor boss always tell people he's mad and his mental issues. After the October 5th, issues that cause assaulted him, there was a man that wanted to help him. His name was Mr. Efe. The labor record reached out to him to tell him that he is in psychiatric hospital and that he is mad. He wanted to help my husband with advance to drop a new song. But the man called my husband and my husband messaged the Malian manager to report people that were supposed to help him were not helping him. A lot of artists that were supposed to be in contact with him got scared so that people will not feel they are working for the opposite side, aside from Olamide Belashmuda and few others. A lot of artists don't talk to my husband. They do not reply to his message, and he has reached out to countless artists for featuring. They did not answer him just because he has issues with his label manager. This thing is a mental health. Whenever somebody fucks with your mental health, you will have trust issues. He's telling the judge a medical line. I think maybe she don't become mental health specialist.
You
Okay.
need to get that line from her sister. You understand?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. You are right, sir.
When you were reading this thing now, she said in what you read that it's the label manager that was trying to tell people about the mental health thing that the guy had.
Yeah.
Is it the label manager that told Karimo too that Mohbad has mental
But that's mental health. Yeah. Maybe.
Let's go on.
Maybe. Okay. So now this mental issue, whenever somebody fucks with your mental health, she's telling the judge, you will have trust issues. So the symptom of mental health is trust issues. I don't know.
She studied mental health in that university that she went
as a rapper. So symptom of mental health, for people that doesn't know mental health, so symptom of mental health is trust issue.
According to Wumi.
He doesn't trust the system. He feels the system will fail him. Computer system. Mali. A week before having my baby, we have to go to the hospital, but he put a call through to my mom that I must not have my child in the hospital, that he feels they might harm our son, and he feels his oppressors might pay anybody, and I gave birth to my baby at all these traditional herbs, Alagbomo, because of the fear he would not let me go to the hospital. Now, at this point in time, Spending decided to go to another nurse. Why did you leave it to Bami? I did not have any reasons. Bami was a close friend to him. At the expense of your husband's health, Bami has to give him his witness account. Bami has come to give his witness account. At what point did the nurse come in? What was your late husband doing when the nurse came around? He was in our son's room pressing his phone when the nurse came. He had been there for how long? He slept there. We slept there together in that room. And he did not come out at all. He did not come outside. Was he sleeping? Mohbad. He was just pressing his phone. So when the nurse came, he was much aware. He was fine. We had a mind of getting outfit to our son's 5th month birthday because we had a mindset of taking pictures with him later, and he said after the injection, we will go there to get the stuff for our son. At what point did he react to these injections? And what was the reaction? From the story you recounted, you said after he was injected, he needed to go to the bathroom. He went to the bathroom himself. Yes, he went to the bathroom himself. And he was conscious after the injection. Yes. So he walked to the bathroom by himself again. No, he started reacting to it immediately. He told the nurse to remove it, that he was feeling somehow. At what point did you raise an alarm? After the restroom, he walked himself, and when I saw that, he sat down on the floor, which is unusual. I had to put a call to some people. When the nurse came, no, I put a call to some people. Does that mean she used a phone, or did she call out people name? What is that? Host, your daddy.
I'm with you.
I had to put a call out to some people. Putting a call to some people is like placing a phone call, right?
Yeah, she made a phone call.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay.
What is that?
Page 205, the last paragraph.
Okay.
The last question.
Okay.
Page 205. Yeah, the last part down.
Okay, go ahead. I'm with you. Go ahead.
When the nurse came, he was in your son's room. Yes. So you all moved to your matrimonial room. Yes, my son's room was very small. Myself, Bami, and my husband. At what point did Bami leave the scene? There was water in his room. So Bami went downstairs to get a mop to clean it, and he went outside. After we told the nurse he was an usher patient, Bami left the scene. I was in the room. You were the only one left with the nurse and your husband. Yes. How long did it take before you raised an alarm and Bami came back? It was immediately I saw him sitting on the floor. At what point in time? I cannot recollect. After Bami went downstairs, the nurse injected him there. Then I went downstairs to check on the food I was cooking. You left immediately after the nurse injected him? Yes, I was cooking. But you said you were there. I was not present. I was coming and going. Immediately I opened the door.
She was coming and going. Bí èṣù. Èṣù ló máa lọ tó àgbo.
Tó máa ń bọ̀ nísìnyí. Ó máa gùn lọ́rùn. I was not present. I was coming and going immediately. I opened the door for the next injection. That was when I heard him calling the nurse that she should remove it. That is all. Respectfully, I want to allow my colleague ask some questions. When he was injected, he vomited. Did he eat anything? Yes, he ate noodles. What food were you cooking? I was cooking fried rice for the baby. I was celebrating. It was a celebration that was the day my baby clocked 5 months. After the fight, where did you leave Prime Boy? We left him at the scene. My lord, that will be all for now. So another cross-examination. Respectfully, my lord, I will be calling on my colleague to ask this cross-examination in the matter of Aromolaron. Before then, my lord, this. So we move down to the question itself. So now, you see, many of us are here. We want to find out who died, when he died, where he died, and how he died. We want also to see how we can prevent such. This is a fact finding. Mrs. Aloba, as my learned National Vice President has advised you, please stay focused on the purpose of this inquiry. Cast your mind out of what is happening on social media. You are one of the persons that can give the court an eye of what happened and what led to the death of you are his wife. Please calm yourself down. You know your husband very well. Will I be correct to say that even when he coughs, you can easily tell where the cough is coming from? Yes. If you are coming from pains, if we are coming from the pains he was going through, from the injury he sustained, at what point did you think the main injury you mentioned, what came to your mind to think that that little injury you needed to go to the hospital? Because of the state I saw it on Monday afternoon, it was swollen, unlike how he slept with it on Monday morning. It was just a normal cut, but when he woke up on Monday, it was swollen and I felt it needed a medical attention. You have said it was a mere injury. When you were trying to describe it, how big the hand was, you said it was just a small. Then you gave your mind think. But just a small cut. What gave you the mind to think that is small cut? The next call should be the hospital. Because the day he had the injury, it was just normal cut. But when he woke up the next day, it was not the same day I left it. There was a little swelling around the injury part, and that was when I felt this needed medical attention. I wasn't expecting it to be swollen because it was just a cut. There was a time in February, and from the account you gave before the cut, you mentioned it was hit in the head by the officers of the NDLA, and he was beaten and he sustained injury. Yes, you will agree with me that the injury he sustained at the NDLA scenario was more severe compared to one of the show. Will I be correct to say that the severe of the pain of the injury, which one was more severe? She answered, it was the NDLA. But at that NDLA, you said because of the fear of what he has been going through, he did not go to the hospital. He went to the hospital. Was he taken to the hospital? Was it taken by the operatives? He instructed myself, and I think it's better to take him to the hospital. Can you? And you took him to the hospital? Yes. Share with me. Say my next question. You. How close was the hospital to your house? It was 20-minute drive at midnight. The event of the show, aftermath of the show, why didn't you take him? The event of the show, aftermath of the show, why didn't you take him to 20-minute hospital that you choose to take him through the length of period by which he couldn't sustain before we lost him? My husband will not go. At what point he wasn't, at that point in time, he wasn't in control of himself. He cannot give you directives again. No, he gave me a reasons not to go. That means, apparently, Mohbad did not say I didn't want to go. She was one that was deciding he will not go.
Apparently, that's what happened. Then don't forget that when another lawyer was cross-examining her that you read yesterday, she actually said that the distance from the home to the hospital was
10 minutes.
Was 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Now
for traffic, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So another person is, So now this one is asking her that after the event of the day, why didn't you take him to that 20-minute hospital drive? Why do you have to wait so long till we lost him? And look at her response. My husband will not go. And the question is, at that point in time, he wasn't in control of himself. He cannot give you directives again. No, he gave me reasons not to go. Okay? So we should be, all our lawyers, be taking note to get my question. Dake Farabale, Boliduro, get my question. You took him by his directives to the 20-minute drive hospital when he sustained a very severe injury. And that hospital is still functioning by the time he sustained the second injury. At that point in time, when he was already going through uncontrollable circumstances, which was already out of hand, why didn't you and some of your family members take him to that hospital? I didn't know he had injury until he came to the room. No, you are not getting my point. Alagidi ni Wunmi say. No, you are not getting my point. The nurse had treated him. He had gone to the bathroom. That was on Tuesday, like an hour before he died. I'm now saying at that point in time, when you were taking him to the hospital, where he was declared dead, you had the 20 minutes drive hospital. Why didn't you take him? There was traffic, sir. I had to come down and take a bike. Was it the same hospital you were taking him to? No, we took him to a nearest hospital. Nearer than 20 minutes drive. Yes, the particular one I am talking about, after getting outside, there was still traffic from where we stopped, where we dropped down from the car to the hospital. It was like 3 minutes, but before getting to the hospital, there was traffic, and that was why I said 20 minutes. You were with him throughout the night on Monday. Yes, we were together. To the extent that you said you were together till 3 a.m., 3:40 a.m. When you were tired and you were going to sleep, yes, throughout that period, was there anything he was complaining of? It was the night he complained. What time? Around 9 p.m. And was when he took the Panadol, and we have just been talking and gisting till that 3:40 a.m. And I was the one that told him I wanted to sleep and I was tired of the conversation. The Panadol Extra in question, where did you get it? He instructed Bami to go get the Panadol. At which place? I don't know. I think the pharmacy around the estate. Do you bother to check if it was still within the expired date? After he was buried, did you bother to check if it was within the expiration date? After he was buried, I went back home and took the Panadol.
After he was
After he was buried. Bó ṣe lọ wo Panadol, bóyá Panadol gan ni.
expire, because expire.
Sherry. After he was buried, I went back home and took the Panadol. After the Panadol, did you complain?
Did he complain of pain?
Did he complain of pains again? No, we were gisting all through the night. When Spending gave you that number, did you call her by yourself? He never gave me the number. He gave it to Bami. I told my husband when I saw his hand was swollen that we should go to the hospital, but he said a nurse was coming. He had reached out to Spending. You said you had a lot of enemies, and there were some that were pretending to be friends but were enemies. Was there any time you suspected that Spending might be among the so-called people you allege were enemies? No. You so trust him that you cannot think whether he could have any suspicious move against your husband? I think so. To an extent, I trust him because ever since the whole thing happened, he unfollowed me. My husband's he unfollowed all my husband's oppressors. And whenever he comes to the house and my husband talks about the bullying, he only advice he usually give is to report to the police station. I've heard both of them talk about his oppressors. Just about the exact time the nurse came in, what was the condition of your husband? He was fine. And he even told me a few minutes before that when he was taking his when he finished taking injection, he would go to the nearest store to go get things for the baby. But he was in a good condition. Why did you need, at that point, time to call him a nurse?
He was still feeling
He was still feeling pains. You said it was fine, and even told me a few minutes. Okay, it was fine.
Bayo.
Yeah.
What you just read, yeah? When the lawyer was asking the condition of her husband before the nurse came, she said Mohbad was fine.
Fine, yes, it was fine.
Right, you need
a nurse at that time.
This guy was fine. He was feeling pains. He just needed.
No, the question was, he just needed the wound to be treated. He was still feeling pains, but not to the point that he would not talk or do any daily activities.
Ẹni tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe daily activities yìí ni àdúrà sọ pé ní social time ní Monday.
Nobody rí kò sẹ́ni tó rí mọ́.
Ó dẹ̀ ń do activity. Okay, continue.
He could do activities, but he was still feeling that pain. When the nurse came, did you tell tell her exactly what was going on? Yes, I explained to the nurse. Oh, now before she started administering her drugs, did she take time to say, what do you want to give him? Myself and DJ Bami told her he's an usher patient and she should be mindful whatever she gives him. Since your husband was in good health, did he himself make inquiries from the nurse? You have said he was very active. He just allowed her to start the examination? Yes. Aside from that event of the treatment, you have been his friend according to your account before the court. Was there any other time that a nurse came to treat him? Yes. So nurses have been coming to treat him. No, he had one that he had been treating him since last year or so. She was not around that day. So every time the nurse comes to treat him, she will just apply everything and go without him or you asking, what are you going to give him? He only complains. There was no time he ever asked any nurse. They just come, treat him, and go. Will I be correct to say that was what happened? Ever since the trust issue, get my question. You said nurses have been coming and treating him. Just one particular nurse. But she has been coming more than once. Yes. I'm talking of your long-time relationship. No, those periods, we were always going to the hospital. It was when the issue started that he didn't trust the system, computer. And the nurse was coming to take care of him. Yes. And I asked, all the time the nurse was coming to treat him, is it that he doesn't care what they apply on him? Come apply it and go. He always complains of whatever is wrong with him. I am now saying that when the nurse that usually comes, not the one that of the 12 for Alagidi, Eletiti, Didi, each time she comes to take care of him, she applies anything without Mohbad asking, what do you want to give me? Yes. But this very nurse, he didn't ask. We have already explained to the nurse. You only explained? Yes. You did not ask, give me the name of what you are about to give me and what will it do to me. You didn't ask of that. We did not ask, but I'm trying to remember now. When the nurse administered the injection, I asked and she said it was tetanus injection. So that was when I left the scene to go check what I was cooking. When I came back again, I saw her trying to put out syringe. But I didn't know anything. I came back again. I saw her trying to pull out syringe, but I didn't know anything. The food was almost done. So I was just shuffling. Senior cook. I was just shuffling and it was the third time I was coming inside. I saw the nurse passing something through his veins and the nurse he said the nurse should remove it. It was feeling somehow. I was not fully present, so you couldn't tell the court how long the syringe stayed. Yes, you were not sure whether she was going to pass drip. I was not too sure. But in your presence, she attempted to pass syringe through here. Yes, I saw it. Before she made attempt to pass it, did she make attempt to look for veins, or she was just interested in wrist and arm? She knows better, but I asked why her when she wanted to administer it on his arm, and she said it was tetanus injection. I didn't really ask her so many questions, so you couldn't sensitively tell the court that she knows better because she did not make inquiry about her qualification. Yes, so you could not have said before the court that she knew what to do, but you did not ask further questions. Yes, you just allow her to do all that she needed to do, and she left. Yes. How many minutes interval between the giving of the 2 injections given given on the shoulder and the one on the wrist? How many minutes before your husband started reacting? Wait, is there one on the shoulder, one on the wrist? How many minutes interval between the giving of the 2 injections given on the shoulder and one on the wrist? How many minutes between your husband started reacting to it? I do not know. Hey,
And everything she has stated, she never mentioned that she even gave the nurse 1 injection to give
to him. Lawyer,
she hasn't said anything about that. Let's go on.
Lawyer, alágídí ni. Madam, you were cooking and you still have interest in what was happening to your husband.
Yes.
Yes. Between the time of going to the kitchen and coming back, you met him telling the nurse to remove the syringe from my wrist. Yes, she did. Yes. And immediately after she removed it, your husband strolled to the restroom to ease himself and was easing himself. He was vomiting. What was the color of the urine? Normal urine. What did you see in his vomit? The noodles he had eaten earlier. How long had he eaten the noodles before the application of the injection? I think it was an hour after.
Hold on. As of that time, it was in the afternoon, yeah?
You're right.
That means an hour ago, before Kotobi, before he vomited, that was when he ate that.
Indomie, yes.
That was the only Indomie that guy ate throughout that day.
Yeah, that
afternoon.
In that afternoon.
What a good wife. Continue.
Yàwó gidi ni, yàwó dáadáa lóde ọkọ. Ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ ṣaṣangeli. The noodles he had eaten earlier. And she said the nurse came in. Was it 1 p.m. the nurse came in? Or 3 p.m.?
No, I think maybe around 2 or thereabout.
Oh, yeah, 2.
One,
yeah.
2 thereabout.
Yeah. Yeah, because she said the husband died 3 p.m. So I would have said that noodles came 1 o'clock.
Yeah, nurse came 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Nurse came 2 o'clock, yeah, okay. When you saw things were getting out of hand, you started looking for vehicle. Yes, because the vehicle was faulty. Who mustered the idea of going to the hospital at that point in time? You have both agreed that I will not go to the hospital, and the nurse had
come to treat
him. The nurse and the DJ had gone to get more medications to apply on him, and you were looking for a vehicle to convey him. Myself, at the point in time, he was still active. that he could respond or say
Whether no
was still active, whether no or yes. Immediately I saw the reaction, I went downstairs looking for a way out. So you didn't even mention to him. You went downstairs looking for a vehicle to rescue him and take him to the hospital. Yes. You dey see how they establish neglect. This man just the established case of neglect.
I'm telling
criminal
you.
neglect.
I'm
This
telling
not just this man.
The neglect is too much.
The man just established the neglect. You were madam, you were cooking. At the same time, your husband was sick. Oh my chairman. Please, can I quickly attend to something? Why this phone call? Why you guys
Okay.
talk on? Yeah, please. I'm sorry. Please, just maybe 10 minutes.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please. We're still in page 2. I think it's
218. 218.
Yeah. 218.
The upper, the beginning of the 218.
Yeah, we're still in. So we're gonna wait for Mr. Bayo as I think let me just open for what we've heard so far. Let me just open the mic. KK Kenny 95. Can you just say in 1 minute the little things you've heard about what you've been hearing? In 1 minute, can you just say? In 1 minute, can you just say, please? Go on. Is Kenny KK 95 there? Kenny KK 95. Okay, it's not there. You can't come up to the panel and start sleeping. If you want to sleep, you go home. Lizzie Eyes, can you just in 1-2 minutes just say something about what you've just had? This is, you know at times people are funny. They will be on your panel, but they will carry another account to another platform and be listening. Lizzie Eyes, are you there? Okay, Lizzie Eyes too. She don't go another. She don't go another platform. Okay, Oluwatosi said I'm in a noisy place. Okay, I understand. Adiola, can you just say in 1 minute before Bayo Billions come back?
Okay, no problem. Good evening, everyone. I don't even know what to say about this for me anymore because I'm just tired of all this and lie up and down. I lie. You just they make someone have headache all the time. Everything. I don't know what this girl problem. When Prime Boy and Mohbad is fighting, she's not there. But she going outside to go and call people in the other car. But there is a driver. She says she lie on the car. You cannot call the driver and when they are even fighting, where is spending then? Let's say okay, Adura and Darosha they go and change money or withdraw money or something. I don't know. Where is spending? What is spending doing? For her to go outside because spending is at the back. While me and Mohbad and Prime Boy they are at the front. What is spending doing? Is spending looking at them when they are fighting in the car? When Prime Boy and Mohbad is fighting, what is spending reaction? What is he doing then? And what is the driver outside doing? Then that they don't know that people are fighting to call them. And I remember in inquest, they have not read Adura's testimony. Adura said he didn't see where Prime Boy and Mohbad are fighting. If it's truly they are fighting because of Adura, why Adura does not know that they even fight at all in the show? Why Adura does not know that they fight? And I remember Lifestyle said they are in the second car too. The car that Wunmi said he go and call people. Lifestyle said it then when Lifestyle come outside, said he didn't know that anybody's fighting They are in the second car. All of them, they have already drunk, and they are sleeping inside the second car. That's what Lifestyle said then. So who are the people that will go and call in the other car? If not Lifestyle and DJ. And okay, I remember something. DJ Bami said the police said the Mohbad bring previously from the show to the house. And Wunmi claimed she didn't know that Mohbad has an injury. And Wunmi and Mohbad, they are in the same car together. How come Wunmi don't know that there is fight? I mean, they have Mohbad has an injury in the car. How does DJ Bami know? Because DJ Bami is not even in their car. It's in the second car. But DJ Bami know, but Wunmi don't know that Mohbad has an injury. In the car, the same car you sit down with Mohbad with, you didn't know that Mohbad has an injury. You don't know that the glass of the car, you don't know that the glass of the car break till you reach house, and the same car you sit down till you reach house. This is not because you are not in your right senses. Let's just think about it in that manner. If not, Wunmi is not in her right senses at that moment. Maybe they are fighting or they are having quarreling. If you are with your man at that moment and you know what is going on, and you focus, you will know there is fight, and you know there is injury, and you know they will break a glass. You're not just because
I'm back.
everything.
I'm back though.
Okay, you can continue then.
Thank you, Adiola, for that. It's very difficult when you hear Wumi's testimony in inquest, and you want to try and explain. There is nothing factual about what we've been hearing since yesterday. The only thing that we know that is true, Latia not since yesterday, is that Mohbad pie. That's the only true thing. That's the only thing we established. Mohbad pie. Do you understand? All this back and forth that she's going, it's only God that knows. Mr. Bayo, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Go on.
Okay, so like I was saying, this lawyer was just establishing criminal neglect. You see that, he said it, you were cooking, madam, you were cooking, and you at the same time, the husband is getting injection. Okay, let's go ahead. At that point in time, you were still active and he could respond or say whether no or yes. Immediately I saw the reaction and went downstairs looking for a way out. So you didn't even mention to him you went downstairs looking for vehicle to rescue him to the hospital. Yes. Now, you mentioned why you were giving your account before the court that while he was being conveyed to the nearest hospital, he was at the back with his loved ones, and you sat directly beside the nurse. Yes, at the front seat. Were you not engaging in discussion on what is going on? What are we to expect? I was just shouting for help at that point. I didn't know what I was saying. Hey,
Sure.
Would it be correct to say that you did not even share any thoughts whether what was applied on his body was the cause of what is going on around him at the moment? You didn't even ever think about that. I didn't remember to talk to anybody. He said, okay, question. He said you should remove the syringe, and she did that. He went to the toilet to ease himself, and the situation became out of hand. Yes. Now, at that point in time, what came to your mind? You sat beside the nurse. Did you make out any question to her? What did you give my husband? What is going on? My husband is reacting. Did you ask what before getting to the did you ask that before getting to the hospital? I did not ask because the nurse herself was calling people and telling them to pray. She was on call to go to the hospital. I was just on my own with my baby trying to look for the nearest hospital.
So hold on, Bayo. Now that nurse now they call people, make them pray. She
She
will get the husband. She just carry
no
her.
pray.
She no pray.
A máa fún ẹgbẹ́ wo, a máa fún ẹgbẹ́ lédè tó ráwọ́lé yìí, a máa fún ẹgbẹ́. So the court, which is the magistrate, now asks a question. What is said, all this has happened. What is said, all this had happened. The injection, everything she used. What step did you take since your husband's death? Did you make any personal findings? Did you allow her to take all those things with her? She did not. Where are they? They were inside my husband's room and the door was locked. The court, any further investigation? Yes. The police came to the house with a medical doctor to pack those items. The court. So the injection and everything she used in that moment where are they? I think the Nigerian police, the court. You think? Yet it should be with them because it was the doctor that came to pack them with the Nigerian police that day. It is either one of them. They came together that day. The court. Did you not find out whether it is actually with the Nigerian police? I did not. Kò ní béèrè kí ló kàn. Mo jẹ́ kọjá méje tó ti kú. Wọ́n ti ń wá bó ṣe máa pín ogún. Àbí ṣe wọ́n pé meeting ogún after 7 days. Kò ní béèrè kí ló kàn. Tó ti gba trophy. Ọmọ tó ti gbé trophy fún. Kí ló fẹ́ mú, kí ló fẹ́ béèrè fún? Oh, court. Ẹ ṣe jà ìtẹ́ ń béèrè. I did. It was the same officer we go to meet at Panti. I have gone to Panti countless times. Uncountable time. Very well. Now, when you got to the hospital or to the first hospital, what was the connection or the relationship established between the hospital and the nurse that followed you? The nurse was also with D. She didn't complete it. Did they engage in conversation? Did they ask questions? Made inquiries? Sir, they didn't allow me to enter the ward. But the nurse was with the doctor in the ward. With the way I was acting, they asked me to stay back. When you stay back, who followed the body of Mohbad with the doctor? The nurse, Bami, and Adura. They went in with the body and the doctor at emergency. Yes. Did they, whether for 1 minute or half a minute, still attempted to rescue him? I do not know. I was outside. They didn't allow me inside. Like, how many minutes did they come back to tell you he was dead? I think 15 minutes after. That means he was not dead. That means he was not dead at the time you brought him to the hospital. Sir, I don't know. The only thing I heard from the person driving us is that his hands were getting cold. When you got to the hospital gate, you brought him out, down from the vehicle, from the Okada, motorbike, yes. Did they still accept him? Yes. They didn't tell you at that point to enter of entry that you brought him dead. No. They still took him to the emergency before they said he was dead. Yes. Whether on that day or thereafter, did you make attempt to go to that hospital to make a request for the medical cause of death? Because they were the last to lay hands on him. Sir, ever since my husband died, things have not been stable for me. Kò ní stable for him. Barolo.
Bayo.
Did you make effort, sir?
Bayo.
Sir.
Please read that question again. Please.
Did you make attempt, whether on the day or thereafter, Did you make attempt to go to the hospital to make a request for the medical cause of death? Because they were the last to lay their hands on him. Sir, ever since my husband had died, things have not been stable for me, sir. For me.
ṣé kan tó ń bi Wùmí nìyẹn?
Kò ní dáhùn. Ṣé ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀tá ni? Ṣé mọ̀ pé dọ́kúmẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ ló ń àbọ̀ láti dáhùn yẹn?
ṣé nǹkan tó ń bi nìyẹn?
Kò ní dáhùn.
Police said that then after they got certificate, abi, in police report. Now they're asking you in Corona. Can you go? Madam, that is not the question I asked you. I am asking you that. Did you? Madam, that is not.
Your protection, please mute. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
You know, the lawyer would have even prepped further and said, no, madam, that is not what I ask you. What I'm asking you, at any particular point in time, did you went back there? Because it's so clear now that the lawyer was trying to know whether or not she got. Yeah. That is what
she was not answering those questions. She was not answering intentionally.
She has not been stable, she got on be any baby.
Baby unstable. Did you make effort to send someone? I did not. You took him from the place they declared him dead to another hospital. Yes. What was the reasons for taking him to another hospital? Because I never believed he was dead. When you got to the gate of the second hospital, what happened? Did they still take him in to their ward? They didn't take him into their ward. There is one space at the reception, and there was a bed there, but I was outside, still holding my baby. Baby, no. I just saw his cousin fell on the floor, Darusha crying, so I knew it had really happened. Now, let's put a connection between the February 22 event and the 10th September event. If you look at what your husband went through, you said he had died before he finally died. Yes. Now, that means if you want the court to believe that your statement, that means he has been dying. He was overthinking. Wait, don't put Yoruba or African sentiment. Don't d'accord us. Don't d'accord us. Má fi èrú sí, má fi òjòròbò, má fi ètò obìnrin sí. Dúró, Mike mọ́tò já wálẹ̀. Wait, don't put Yoruba sentiment or African sentiment into what we are doing. You said he had been dying before he finally died. Yes. If you want the court to believe that, that means something must have been in his system that have been killing him gradually. No, that was not what I meant. But that was what you mentioned to the court. I mean, he had not been active. Ó dẹ̀ ń kọrin ń gba show. Ó dẹ̀ lọ UK. Ó dé. Ó dẹ̀ gba Canada visa. He has not been active. Ó dẹ̀ gba ẹ lóyún.
Ó lọ sí Kenya o. Kò dẹ̀ wá active.
Ó gba ẹ lóyún. Kò dẹ̀ wá active. Ó ra mọ́tò. Ó ṣílé. Kò wá active. A ní òní ọkùnrin òní balẹ̀. Ṣé o ní bàbá Mohbad òní sinmi? Wọ́gbọ̀n òní sinmi. So what do you mean? That was not what I meant. So what do you mean? I believe if his brain had not been fucked up, ṣé ń gbọ́ òyìnbó tó ń lò fún ọmọ wa, ṣé ń gbọ́ òyìnbó tó ń lò fún àbúrò wa, ṣé ń gbọ́ nsìn, òun dẹ̀ ń sọ nsìn pé she was initially saying that it was the NDLEA that fucked him up. because they hit a gun on his head. And she was saying that it was Sam Larry Naira Marley that was saying that he has mental health. Now, if she just said it right now, I believe if his brain was not fucked up, you can imagine that. She is the one now saying, using the word, that if his brain was not being fucked up, if he had not been having trust issues, if the system had not failed him, just because his oppressors have connections everywhere, and because of that, of what has been happening now, the oppressor made the public feel he was a drug addict. I feel he would have gone to the hospital. I would be correct to say that when you mentioned that he had been dying before he died, you are only talking about psychological trauma. Psychological trauma he went through and the medical cause of his death. Would that be true? Yes. So when you said he had been dying before he finally died, am I correct to say that you meant that he went through psychological trauma and that it was nothing to do with medical cause of his death? Would that be correct? Yes, ṣé ń gbé wèrè. Ó ti sọ fún sí pé medical clinical ló pa, ó ti sọ ń sìn yóò ṣe ká o. Ẹ ká o, let me read it again o. When you said he had been dying long before he finally died, am I correct to say that you meant that he went through psychological trauma and that has nothing to do with medical cause of his death? Will that be correct? She said yes.
Understand question.
She doesn't understand that question.
She doesn't.
But when kò lọ sí school rọ̀lẹ́, kò lọ tọ̀sán, kò lọ tìrọ̀lẹ́. That means if you want the court to believe all you have been saying, the issue of bullying, the arrest of NDLA may not have had immediate connections with the event that culminated into his death on the 12th of September medically. I know you have said psychological trauma, but medically, sir, I don't know. He said he gave him stuff to take. That line of English is not well typed. He gave him stuff to take. You are going to tell the court what you want the court to look into. I am saying what led to his final death was medical, a medical cause, not psychological trauma. Yes. Shaking in.
She understands. She sorry to put in. She understands what's going on, but she wants to deflect the cause of the Mohbad's
question
predicament. She wants to deflect it and make it look as though it is the psychological trauma that has been inflicted by the bully. They're also talking about the bully guys. So she wants to deflect it, to put that problem that led to his death on the psychological trauma, so as to paint the bully guys, whereas the bully guys has nothing to do with this. So that's what she's trying to do. She knows what she's doing. She's smart. She's feigning ignorance. So she's a smart person. So she knows what she's doing.
Okay, let's go ahead.
We have established that you mentioned to the court that you sat between Prime Boy and your husband all through the period. The car was parked in a secured environment and not in the middle of the mob. It was in the middle. It was surrounded by a whole lot of people. Those lot of people that came to watch him play were equally there. They were the ones requesting money from him. Yes. At that point in time, he was tired of their being around, and that he had in mind was not to leave the scene because he did not want to have connections with them at that point in time. Yes, he would just want to leave, right? Okay. What happened by the time he left the car and moved around the vehicle and moved to the other side in the middle of the mob. I've established the mob surrounded. Oyibo Yoruba type. What happened by the time he left the car, moved around the vehicle, and moved to the other side in the middle of the mob? You have established the mob surrounded the vehicle. Bayo,
you know what the woman, that lawyer was trying to do there? Since he said that people surrounded this guy, that you know,
with a lot of mob.
Yeah, with a lot of mob. So how come he now passed through those people, then went to Prime Boy to establish a fight? And they those mob could not say, hey, Boba.
So in the middle of the mob, no ló ti rìn lọ fún ara ẹ̀. Ó rìn lọ fún ara ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú gbogbo èrò tó sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́tò yẹn. Òun dẹ̀ tí wọ́n bọ́lẹ̀. You know on page 152 that we read, she said she ran to go and call people. So ó dà ń pé ibẹ̀ ni lọ́ọ̀yà yìí ń lọ. Lọ́ọ̀yà fẹ́ gbé wa débẹ̀ ni. Lọ́ọ̀yà fẹ́ ó dà kó fẹ́ gbé wa débẹ̀ ni. A dẹ̀ máa tẹ̀lé délẹ̀. Mi tẹ̀ ní bọ́lẹ̀ lọ́nà. Máa débẹ̀.
Thank you, gifters. We're enjoying you.
Thank you. God bless you. You are making the screen beautiful. God bless you. Okay? At point in time, yes. What happened by the time he left the car and moved around the vehicle and moved to the other side in the middle of the mob? You have established that the mob surrounded the vehicle. Yes. Now, he left where he was sitting and walked through the same mob and went to the other side of the vehicle to go and fight his friend. Would that be correct? Yes. And to the dollar.
Bayo. Don't forget that she was saying that Mohbad did not want to see those mob.
Look at the next question. Got to worry already.
Okay.
Look at the next question.
Okay.
But he was tired of seeing them.
Oh, no,
you already said he was tired of seeing them.
Yeah.
So he now came down to walk through them again. He moved around. He moved around them. He opened the door angrily and was angry while he was stepping out of the car. So they could not even touch him. The people want to know where he was going to and who he was going to attack. But nobody touched him when he was moving because he was angry when he stepped out of the car. And those people who were going to collect money from him still did not hold him down. No. You have said there was a lot of people moving around asking for money. So those mob were still very much around the vehicle and he left around them. Who was paving way for him?
Nobody was
doing that. Ọmọ ìmọ̀ apá mi. Ẹjọ́. Ṣé àtúndì mo pa Samuel lẹ́yìn báyìí? Ẹjọ́ bá pa wọ́n sí mú mi wá.
Ibi tá à ń lọ ìbáyìí, ó dàbí pé a máa lo paracetamol. Please kindly share.
Ẹjọ́ pé àwọn tí mú mi wá kán jọ kán wà.
Kindly share this live with what's it called? Bolibi, Dawa class, Oníbàjẹ́.
Lọ́yà gbé wa débẹ̀ gan ni Ọlọ́run.
And what's the name? Tolani. Please, ẹ bá wa share live with space kan tó kù àwọn lóní.
Ẹ bá wa share jọ o. Kàn wá gbọ́ ọmọ wọn ṣe ṣẹlẹ́yà o. Only woman kan Don Dada. She says she's godmother of Wunmi. She speak with me with her every day. Irú woman ló yẹ ká pè wá.
Oh yeah, please.
Don Dada.
Share the live to Don Dada.
Ní wá. Bọ́lí bí mo mọ̀ wá lálẹ́ àná ni. Mo mọ̀ wá ńgbà tẹ́ parí ni bó ṣe pé wọn mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Wọ́n kàn fẹ́ fi distract. Kó mọ́ dàbí pé gbogbo wọn sá. That's why Bọ́lí bí wá lálẹ́ àná. Ọmọ ní wá. That young daddy, me, I want to say something now, and I don't know. I just need to just come to my mind now. I hope the way we are reading this thing is not going to make it be giving them more. How will I say this? What would you first on English or English? More, as in, it's not going to give them more inspiration to know what next to change and what to do.
No,
of course not.
This is a public document. Anybody can access it. So
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I mean, this is evidences. They're going to use this evidence. If you can, Adiola ma, if you remember that this question they are asking, somebody has asked it up before. Somebody is asking it again. Because, different angles, people will come into different angles based on what she said. Do you know why she used 6 hours to answer questions? Because she was not being straight. And the judge told her, if you don't answer straight, it will give more room for more question. And that is how gullible she is. Or if you deviate from questions, then you only navigate, can't get out of that question. Now, the same question is coming back. The same question they asked her new page 152. And continue below in page 226. 227, 226, yeah? You can imagine. So the question is not going to go anywhere. And this same question is the same question she will answer when she comes back again. Because she's coming back. Okay.
Let's go on, please.
Oh, okay. Somebody came up. Good evening. Yeah,
Hello,
host.
good evening.
Somebody's up. Yeah, good evening.
Okay. I wanted to ask a question concerning the report you read yesterday. Woman said on the way to the hospital, the driver touched Mohbad and his body is cold, right?
Right.
Then, they stopped a bike.
Right.
They put Mohbad on the bike.
Right.
Then she stopped another bike.
Right. No, she said she put Mohbad on the bike with her.
Okay.
With her. So the lawyer asked, you and who again? I mean, like trying to be sure it's just you and Mohbad. And I said no, OG and Mohbad. And how did you get? She now said I took a second bike.
Then yes, that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
Then the last time I checked, last year, bike was banned in Lekki.
Is it
dispatch rider that took Mohbad to?
It's power bike.
Sorry.
It's power bike.
Power bike to.
See where madam go to today.
No, since last night I've been, I imagine is it bike or what bike? And there's no bike in Lekki.
It's spiritual
I was just
bike.
thinking, so,
Dispatch right, Danny.
fine. A power bike took Mohbad to Lekki. Fine. So another power bike again took her
Not
to hospital.
once I want the
rider. Power bike.
once Mohbad did the parcel. Once Mohbad did the parcel on deliver. On gbé fún dispatch rider. Ọlọ́run ṣàánú.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
So
It's unfortunate.
unfortunate. Okay, so can we go on, my host?
Yeah.
Okay, want to say something?
I'm sorry. One of the moderators brought in Bolanle Morai Yo. Sorry. And that space is for Team Wumi. Please. Sorry, ma. Are you for Team Wumi? Because we've been expecting.
No, I'm not forcing you.
Okay. Because,
Young daddy.
I'm for Baba Mohbad.
Young daddy, don't expect them because they are reading their own version at their own end also. So don't expect them.
So, sorry, Ms. Bolanle, we are going to bring you back. We left that space specially for Team Wumi.
Okay, no problem.
They will come because I actually told Bolibi when she came after the show last night that we are starting today 5 o'clock and we're expecting her. So please, let's share this live with King White, with Dawa Class, with
3 Lion,
with 3 Lion. That's top.
Don Dada,
With Don Dada, with God's Own,
Pinky,
with
Wendy,
with Koniba.
God's Fave. Konibaje, God's Fave.
Let's share the live and we expect them. Thank you. I would like to reserve this space, like I said, for Team Wumi. So, Mrs. Morayo or Bolanle Morayo, I'll bring you back shortly. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Bayo, can we continue, please?
Okay, so when he went out of the other side, then he went to the other side. Nobody was doing that. I mean, nobody was paving way for him. Nobody was doing that. And they did not, at any point in time, ask for money. Some people were still talking. It was crowded. It was a show. Some were still talking at the back. But he had a mission. Sojalomo. He wants to go and meet somebody. And that was not answering anybody. And immediately I saw him, I knew he was angry. And the way his friend was talking to him, then he went to the other side. Yes. At that point in time, his friend was still sitting in the vehicle. Yes. And sat in the vehicle throughout. Yes. Throughout the period of the fight, there was no time he stepped out of the vehicle. Yes. It was after he stepped out. It was after he stepped out. And you were sitting in the vehicle beside his friend, as at that point, that time, he left through the other side. You left to call who? The people inside the other Prado. For all the period you three were in the vehicle, none of the security head was around. We did not go with security. We only went with the workers and his friends. But you mentioned bodyguards the other time. The event bouncers, not his personal bouncers. Those event bouncers, were they not very much close to you when you were in the vehicle? No, they were not close to us. We only went to call them. Who went to call them? My husband asked one of the people standing to help him call the bouncers. And when the bouncers came, he said he wanted to go, but the bouncer said he should wait till others artists finish performing. At that point in time, when a fist off ensued between him and his friend, where were they? They were not there. They were trying to control everybody. But when they saw him stepping out of the vehicle, I don't think they saw him. People were there normally before the thing happened, and the bouncer could not stop them because they were much, and they could not stop him from coming close to him. And when the fight happened, I don't think the bouncers could have suspected that such a thing happened. Hey, aside from the fact that his friend got him angry because of the way Mohbad's brother reacted to him inside, aside from that event, what happened again that made you husband hit the screen of the vehicle to the extent that he sustained injury? It was during the fight. You have said the door was closed throughout. No, I said he opened it. I think he opened it. Please don't think. Immediately he stepped out, I went to his people in the other Prado. So I didn't really know. That was why I said I think. It was the narration I heard after the whole incident that I'm using to judge. What did you see? You did not see them fight. It was what you were told when you got back. Yes. As at this time you came back, did they have been separated? Yes. And it was when you were going home, you noticed the screen got broken. Yes. So you cannot describe to the court the level of the heat on the door. You couldn't have established how heavy it was. No, I wasn't there. Aside from this event, has your husband attended any other show that kind of scenario happened? No. And there was no time he fought anybody in his lifetime. No. To the extent of exchanging blows, himself and Prime Boy are always having disagreements, friendship, fights, sometimes exchanging hot word, yes, and physical, yes. So to the extent that they would exchange blow as if they were playing or they were serious. They play a lot. Sometimes they get serious and sometimes they get physical. As the person you mentioned to the court as the closest person to him, particularly at the time you establish a family, you agree you were not closest person to him. Yes, I am. As the closest person to him, you may not have another opportunity to assist this court to arrive at a conclusion. Now, if I ask you to draw a conclusion on what you think is the cause of the death of your husband, would you say something to the court about that? Like this is what I suspect as the cause of death of my husband. As a conclusion, is there any way you could say that to the court? My lord will be objecting. The conclusion should be from my lord. Okay, the court. I think the question is that from her perspective and from everything that has happened, can she conclude that it is the injection or what? My lord, with due respect, ó rà pé Akíndé ni lọ́ọ̀yà Wùmí. Ó rà pé Akíndé torí ẹ̀ ò pé ni lọ́ọ̀yà Wùmí. Akíndé ni. Ó rà pé ó ti ṣiṣẹ́ gbà báyìí. My lord, with due respect, sir, we are still expecting the post-mortem examination. So, the court, it doesn't matter. Benson, the question is not a conclusive one. Take, for instance, somebody asks what you gave your husband. Asks that you gave your husband Panadol, Paracetamol. What led to giving him Paracetamol? Is it the same vein? It is in the same vein you ask the question that looking at all this before the court, is it the medical, the injection, or the trauma? From your own mind, what is the cause? Some people will say that do you suspect anybody from the police station? I think that is where the question is going. Sir, I do not know. That is why we seek out for autopsy. The court, she has answered your question. She says she does not know, and that is why she is here. My lord, that's all. But examination from Abiodun Kolawole. This is another person cross-examining Wùmí. Wọ́n fẹ́ pa Wùmí lọ́jọ́ yẹn ní sẹ́. Ibà Wùmí rojọ́ ń bí o. Ó dà kí wọ́n gbé lẹ́mìí gbóná bí báyìí. Ó rojọ́ gan bí ni o. Ẹ jẹ́ a bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ṣàṣàngìlẹ̀ wà ló bèrè tó bẹ̀. I express my deepest condolence to you. People have asked several questions I intend to ask. From the testimony you've narrated before this court, what did you study while in school? English. If I may ask you, you have been using words that repeat itself in your written deposition and your testimony. What does the word oppressor connotes to you grammatically? I feel oppressors means people that have more influence than you. Good. The court, what is our answer? Oppressors means being cheated by people that have more influence. How? I don't know. Who are these your husband's oppressors? His oppressors are the same people that drove him into depression. Do you know them? Yes, I do. Can you please name them to this court? The label boss and his cohort. Who is the person behind this label boss? And if you know their names, name names. Naira Marley, C Black, my C. Who is C Black? Naira Marley signee. Who is my C? He used to be my husband's friend. Do you know his real name? My husband, his name is Michael. Michael's Sid, and I don't know Sid's name. His name is Michael Sid, and I don't know Sid's name. Tunde, Sheyi, and there is a guy called West. Like a person who so much loved her husband. Can you recall or remember any event where your husband was ever bullied, waylaid, attacked, or harassed in view of your definition of oppression? She answered, October 5th, 2022, he had an issue with his label manager, Tunde, who happened to be Naira Marley's cousin. He wanted to use Ayan, who was his manager, before he got signed to his manager. But the label boss said he does not want it, that he would be the one to appoint a manager for himself, because he's managing him before he got to sign to the label. I'm asking you, you said oppressor. Can you please cast your mind back to an event or action, an act done to your husband that have made you to come to conclusions that these are my oppressors? Ever since Naira Marley appointed Tunde to be his manager, it had not been easy. Most of the work that Tunde was to do, he was the one doing it. For instance, if he needed stylists for his wares, he would always reach out to me. I was in school and I was always shoveling it. And at some point, he got tired and he had complained to label boss. And the manager only goes to show with him and does not do his work. And he wants to change a manager, and he complained that he is not being promoted enough. And he said he wanted to start promoting, and the label assured him that the next single, which was Peace, will be promoted. And when he dropped the song, it was not promoted as usual. He was worried, and he will come to me, and I cannot do anything because my husband has low self-esteem. We really love I wish him furuko qualify Mohbad. Low self-esteem. She don't want with it. Okay. I bear everybody. No matter how he's hurting.
Don't need low self-esteem. Any
Nishawama. Hotel. Nishawama.
Don't say you
don't need low self-esteem.
I don't even know where Mohbad jammed this girl, I swear.
Ọ̀nà ṣé mọ̀ pé kíní yìí gan wọ́n lè fún ọmọ secondary school àbí ọmọ university kó pass pẹ̀lẹ́sì wèrè yìí. Ó máa fi.
No matter how he's hurting, he will say he is fine, and he is not fine. And I told him to reach out to label boss himself, and he reached out to the label boss, and he said next time they will promote the song. And when he dropped the song, we were expecting them to promote him as promised, but nothing was done. But he had a group chat. He had a group chat for himself, his label boss and his manager, Tunde, and they were talking in the group chat. and something led to an argument between my husband and the manager, and he said he doesn't want him again, and that he wants another person, and he's tired of the way he's been managing him. And I was in the room with my husband's father, because he was 3 months pregnant then. Because I was 3 months pregnant then. And he came to visit and say hi to me. And none of us know when he went out. And I went to report to his dad upstairs that Promise was having an argument with Tunde, and I didn't want him to fight. Blah, blah, blah. I never knew that he had gone, and I went back upstairs and I saw him. My husband was not in the house again with 3 of his workers, Ore, Ajay, and Demola. And I was worried, and I tried calling all of them, and they were not picking their calls. And 20 minutes later, after, another friend called Abraham, picked up my call, and I heard noise, and I knew something had happened. During his lifetime, you and your husband, have you ever taken any step on what to do about the oppressors? And what step did you take? That was when they assaulted him in their house, when he went to complain to the manager. Apart from going to the manager, Wiri, outside the manager house, what step did you take, Wiri? I was telling him that he was almost done. I was telling him that he was almost done with his time, and he had 2 months left, and he should just wait so that they can hand over all his royalties and catalog to him. But he said he was tired and does not want to continue again. What if they kill him and accept that truly? He sees better than I do, and he stopped associating with the Malians, and he had been on his own ever since. I just want to take you back. I just want to take you to something that went viral. You know, there was a voice note, and I believe you know the voice of your husband. Yes. A voice note that says, Wumi, I want you. You don't use clothes to rub my head again. Do you want to kill me? A voice note. Wumi, I want you. Don't use that cloth to rub my head again. Do you want to kill me? And he started curses. He started cursing you. Can you please tell the court what led to that utterances, and what kind of cloth was it? After the NDLA attack, I said to the court that he forgets things easily.
Bayo, sorry.
Sir.
Bayo. I just moved on there. Page 1 here.
That was the first thing on page 235. 235. Yeah, the question was the first question on page 235.
235.
Yeah.
Please clap for Bayo. It's not easy.